Hello, Leo. This is Ashley. I'm actually seeing 3 hours, 33 minutes left on my memory card there on my camera. So just throwing that out there in case you have been seeing 333 or want to look up that angel number for yourself. We're going to do your reading here for the week of October 17th. And if you hang out until the end, I will be pulling some cards for you specific to the full moon that's happening in the sign of Aries. We're going to look at a strength, a challenge, and then a potential outcome here. And we do have twin flame showing up. And the heart guardian. So some serious love messages already coming through here. We'll kind of see what we get when we do your 9-card spread and clarify. This may not resonate for every Leo out there. So if it does not, go ahead and check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when all of the elements are released every week, including any bonus readings that I do. I kind of just do bonuses based off of, intuitive inspiration. So I never really know when I am going to do them. They just kind of happen and I go with it. So yeah, leave me a comment down below if you feel like this is your reading. So let's look. I'm going to give this a couple more shuffles and we'll get into the Leo spread here. So as of this week, we come out of Mercury retrograde. So if you want to refresh your memory on the post-shadow things that might be coming up for you, I can link that video at the end of this one. Because I did a reading to cover the pre, post, and the retrograde itself. So that might be applicable to the next couple of weeks. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups, the King of Wands, and the King of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. And then we have the Devil, the Hermit, and the Queen of Wands. So counterparts showing up on the board in the King and Queen of Wands, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Page of Cups. And so looks like there's some communication going on here when it comes to love. Now in this particular card, the Page of Cups, you can see this little fish has popped up out of the cup, and so there could actually be some ideas or revelations that kind of spring up out of nowhere on an emotional level. This can also be a card of apologies or just offering up of love. So we'll kind of see how that comes into play. Now in your strength position, we have no place like home. And so could certainly be kind of spending some time, with loved ones, with family, that kind of thing, kind of pulled back a little bit from the outside world. Now it doesn't have to mean that you're not speaking to anyone. It can certainly just be that you're sticking close to, the inner group of friends, maybe not spending so much time out and about. Now, with that showing up, along with the Heart Guardian and the Twin Flames, it could very well be that you have a sudden revelation that a partner feels like home to you. So we will see how else that's coming into play. We have the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Devil here. So it does feel like perhaps in your strength position that somebody has come forward with a truth. And it could very well be a truth related to their feelings about you or the relationship dynamic that you do have. Now, I do think on some level, this has revealed something to you about how perhaps things with this person or things within you have been under false control here with the Devil card showing up. You know, we can kind of have, and this makes sense based on, you know, Mercury being retrograde or having been retrograde in the sign of Libra, which is, you know, very relationship focused. We can kind of come to these understandings of how belief systems or feelings or just old paradigms that we've had have actually put us in a prison-like situation, or had us in fear even, that we're able to break free from. Now it is showing up as a strength as well, and so it could, and especially with the King and Queen of Wands here, whatever this dynamic is, it's a very passionate one for sure. Could also be dealing with a Capricorn with the Devil showing up. So let's see if we can get some more detail on what's going on here in the strength for you. So with the Knight of Cups, we have the Moon and the Eight of Swords. With the Ace of Swords, we get the Knight of Cups. So clearly these are very tied together. And the Five of Pentacles. And with the Devil, we have Judgment and the Nine of Pentacles. So it's kind of interesting because what I feel here is that someone has come forward and revealed something about their feelings towards you. And I think in some way that it opens up a perspective that perhaps you hadn't allowed yourself to have up to this point, with that Eight of Swords there. Now, I do feel like this person coming forward and offering up this cup of love to you definitely pulls some fears out of you, right? So it's like they make this offer, and you may have even had fears that it was coming, right? If you already know this person. But it's like as soon as this cup of love gets offered, those fears come up to the surface. And it's like deep emotions here with the Moon. I do feel like it's kind of interesting knowing that we have the Twin Flame card showing up as the potential outcome. We have these two wolves, and you can see that they're standing below each one of these towers that leads to the Moon, and they're slightly different. One's like brown, one's white, right? And I think in some decks, some refer to one as a wolf and one as a dog. And so it could very well be that you and this person have a lot of similarities, but in some way, you're also very different. Like, with one being a wolf, it could be like someone here is you know, wanting to kind of be a lone wolf, right? Whereas if one of them is a dog, that's more about loyalty and companionship. And so there could be this difference between the two of you that is also causing some stuck mental and fears to come up. Now, saying that, as this truth came forward, I think part of what this truth was, I do feel like this is probably, I would say for the majority of you watching, I do feel like this is probably a connection that you've had in the past that did end. And I feel like on some level, both of you felt rejected with this Five of Pentacles here, right? There was something within you that was triggered around an abandonment wound. And I think that after some of this truth came forward, it became more clear that that's not actually what happened, or it wasn't the intention. This person actually really loves you, you know, that kind of thing. So I do feel like that is the case for some of you. But I also feel like there's something about this person that tends to dredge up, especially with Judgment and the Devil here. They tend to dredge up those fears in you. Now, if you know anything about the twin flame connection, then you know that that is how that works. Twin flames will purposely, or rather sometimes very unconsciously, trigger up the limiting beliefs of the other person so that they are dealt with. Now I do feel like with the Devil, the Judgment, and the Nine of Pentacles here, you are in a state of being a single, independent person, because something about this relationship proved toxic in the past as well. So it's not only showing me that it's helped to call up some of those past fears or, you know, abandonment wounds, or what have you, but it could be that you've actually been with this person before and it ended because some of those wounds got in the way of things, right? And that could be on both your sides. So just take that as it resonates. But I do feel like this person has come back in and does not want to be out in the cold, right? It does feel like they want to reconnect here with you. So that feels good. It is showing up as the Strength position. So I do feel like a lot of things have been revealed here that perhaps you didn't have access to before. And perhaps it's because some of those wounds were so much in the way that there was no way that information was getting through at the time. So let's look at how this is showing up as a challenge for you. Now we have the Heart Guardian. So right away that says you're trying to protect your heart, right? It says love and let yourself be loved. So it could be very difficult to open up to this dynamic, this relationship, this potential twin flame relationship, because you want to protect your heart. Now we have the King of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Now I do feel like this King of Wands energy and this Queen of Wands energy showing up in the potential outcome is your energy, Leo. So male or female, doesn't matter. Take it as it resonates. But I do feel like someone here wants to work on this dynamic. And I do feel like the both of you have been doing the work. So Eight of Pentacles being at the center of your spread, along with the Hermit here. For one, someone wants to nurture this connection. They want to work on it. There's been a lot revealed to them as a result of the separation period. A lot of self-reflection going into those shadows. You can see that the Hermit, when sitting on the board, his lamp is pointed towards this devil energy here. And so I do feel like a lot of that wounding that we've been talking about has been looked at as a result of this Hermit energy showing up here. But again, the challenge being, opening up to working on this with this person, because it puts your heart at risk, right? So we have strong Virgo showing up here with the Hermit, the Nine of Pentacles, and some Cancer there with that Moon. Let's see what else we get for this challenge. The King of Wands. We have the Nine of Cups. And the Hanged Man. So I do feel like someone here has figured out that the other person was their dream come true, right? I also feel like someone here may have recognized that they spent some time maybe not doing the work, kind of kicked back and just enjoying their singlehood, right? So I feel that is for less of you. I don't think that's going to resonate for very many of you, but I do think that that is coming through there. The Eight of Pentacles, we have the Devil showing up again. So working on those shadows, those wounds, and the Seven of Wands. And so I think what is keeping you from wanting to jump right in and work on this with this person is because you know that things were not great in the past with that double energy. You don't want to feel bound to this. You don't want it to feel like this is a toxic relationship. And I do think you are standing up and holding strong to those boundaries. You can see he's kind of fighting off these other wands here. And with the Hermit, we have the Queen of Cups. And the Ten of Pentacles. So some Pisces, Cancer energy showing up again there. So I do feel like someone here has determined that, one, there's a lot of love here, that you are their person or vice versa. With that Ten of Pentacles, someone here wants the full kit and caboodle. They want family, they want commitment, they want to build a legacy together. And it's kind of interesting on this picture for the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, it's really tiny, but there's two dogs here, like that Moon card we were talking about. So I do feel like at least one of you is aware of how strong this soul connection is. And I do feel like whoever has not quite figured that out yet has just figured it out or is about to in this outcome. So in the outcome, we have the Twin Flames, and it says soul partner, eternal connection. And you can see the two mirroring one another. And this tiger represents passion. And it doesn't have to be like sexual passion. It can just be, the passion to work together in order to accomplish something bigger than yourselves, right? We have the King of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Queen of Wands. So certainly some sort of perspective shift with the Hanged Man here. So we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces, and then some more fire energy with the Queen of Wands here. So definitely a lot of attraction between the two of you. But I think there's clarity coming in here with that King of Swords. So let's see what this potential outcome has to say. The King of Swords, we get the Star card and the Eight of Pentacles. So somebody decides, yes, okay, yes, I do want to heal this. I do want to work on this. Let's see. Let's get the rest here. The Hanged Man, we have the Seven of Swords and the Page of Wands. And with the Queen of Wands, we have the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So King and Queen of Swords showing up here as well. And I feel like that's still you and this other person. It's just showing up in a more clear, logical sort of energy. Whereas in the wand energy, it's like passion and heat, right? Determination and a lot of that fire energy. And of course, being a Leo, you know what I'm talking about. But in this outcome here, we have the King of Swords, the Star, and the Eight of Pentacles. So I do feel like in this angle here, we have, you know, the Devil, the Judgment, and the Nine of Pentacles. So something about this did dredge up some fears. It may have also ended. This could be a past relationship that ended. And your challenge was that you've kind of been in this defensive position about working on this because you know that it has the potential to be toxic. It has the potential to bring up fears and wounds. But it's like then we come to this potential outcome here and we have this clarity that we recognize that this is not only a destined partnership with the Star there, but there can be a lot of healing if there is work put into this. Now, that is not saying that it's not going to take a lot of work. I mean, that is what the Eight of Pentacles talks about. It's like studious, dedicated work, right? So it will require that. With the Hanged Man, we have the Seven of Swords and the Page of Wands. Now, I do feel like there's some clarity that comes in, some new perspective when it comes to the ways in which perhaps one or both of you were kind of avoiding this dynamic, like almost self-sabotage type energy. There could have been some, what felt like secrets in the past, right? With the Moon, the Eight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, this clouded kind of illusion energy. It's like it becomes clear that what was really going on then, it doesn't quite match what you had thought in your head, is kind of what I'm getting here. Like, now oh, that's why that happened, and that's why I thought I was being rejected, or whatever. Because I do feel like some truths come out here. There's some new way of looking at what felt like sneaky behavior. Perhaps even if one or both of you felt like the other one was cheating. I do feel like that comes up and gets revealed. And with the Queen of Wands, we have the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So I do feel like someone here does need to open up and speak their truth, for sure. And perhaps that's you, Leo, with it showing up with that Queen of Wands energy. But I don't think that either one of you wants to really let this go. Now, with that Four of Pentacles. But I do also feel like with this challenge being love and let yourself be loved, you can see that this Four of Pentacles has his heart covered, right? And so I don't think that whoever your counterpart is, since we also have the King and Queen of Swords, I think they're going to be pretty straight up about what they want in this situation. And I don't think that, so I'm trying to think of how to even say this. I don't think they're going to be open to this kind of energy, if that makes sense. Like, you obviously have your own reasons for feeling guarded. But I think that someone here is very clear on what needs to be worked on, and so it requires you to open up, right? In order for that to even work, for it to even happen, you have to be ready to open up, essentially. And if you're not to the point of opening up, I think that this will probably continue into the future as far as outcomes go, kind of depending on when you're ready to let your guard down, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I think that this looks really good. Of course, kind of complicated when it comes to the whole twin flame dynamic. Now, I do feel like while these revelations and this communication that's happening is helping things, it doesn't feel like by the end of this week or anything that there's going to be an answer quite yet, because I'm not seeing like union energies here. I just still see, even in the potential outcome, yes, there's a chance to work on this and heal. It's just a matter of, do we have the movement after making that decision, right? Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Let's look at your full moon in Aries energy. I'm going to pull a couple cards on that before we wrap this up. And this is already going kind of long, so I apologize for the length here. What do we have for Leo for the Aries full moon? I believe the full moon is on the 20th. Might be the 22nd. Don't quote me, but alright. For Leo, we have the new moon in Leo. And it says, confidence is your key to success. So isn't that just perfect based on what we just talked about for your reading? Let's get a couple of tarot cards here as well. What do we have for Leo for the Aries full moon? Oh my, we have the Lovers. Okay. Cards flying everywhere. The Queen of Swords. And the Four of Pentacles. Isn't that crazy? So again, because look, we had the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords right here with this Queen of Wands, having the confidence to open up. And that is exactly what this is talking about here, Leo. And look, you're showing up in your own reading. As the new, I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right? So I do feel like this person is going to challenge you to open up. And I feel like if you resist opening up, they're going to get real Queen of Swords like. And they may just, you know, cut and run. Not because they don't want to put in the time, but they can't work with you until you've opened up to them. You know, there has to be vulnerability in this situation. And obviously, boundaries. So you can still protect yourself. I think it's just opening up to this dynamic. You know, kind of surrendering to the fact that you're in this journey with a twin flame. Which is not easy, right? But I think that looks really good. So that's your advice for the full moon. Have some confidence in your ability to open up and work on this situation. I love how that turned out, Leo. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next week. I think that'll be the wrap-up readings for October. Don't quote me on that either. And I'll see you then. Bye.